So you think it part of it is financial incentives?
There's no question that like there was a time in psychiatry's past, not so long ago. And I guess I can say this because I'm safe from this, right? Like by the time I got on the scene of medical school, drug representatives were, I mean, they were like policing the medical students away from it. Everyone was like very, very concerned about it. But before that, there had been situations where, that people were concerned that if the person doing a study is also working with a drug company, does that distort how they want to interpret their findings, right? I mean, and I don't think it's an unreasonable question to be asking, right? And not that it's not even that the person in question went into it with that sort of devious intent, but at an unconscious level, even, right? Like I think that there's definitely reason to be concerned about that and ask those questions.
Yeah, I mean, it's clear there's no way that we have 15% of all boys have a serious medical condition. So I think it begs the question on the reliability and the validity of the condition itself.
Yeah, I completely agree.
So I try to be reasonable with this because I've worked in various settings. If you have somebody who deviates to such an extent from the normal, right? Like their level of hyperactivity and inattention is so problematic, including potentially life-threatening, like darting out to traffic, climbing up like bookshelves, at age 4 or 5, this degree of hyperactivity that creates such functional impairment. And then we look at whatever options can exist to try to improve the quality of life of this particular kid is one thing. But what is that? Less than 0.5% of the population, 0.05% of the population. It should deviate so greatly from normal that these diagnostic labels that are used in psychiatry or something called attention deficit hyperactivity disorder should be relatively rare. But it's not rare. In fact, it is so common that you'll walk down the street and you're going to be running into people who are on stimulants identifying with a brain condition in which we don't actually evaluate or test for biologically or medically. So here's my next question on validity and reliability. How does somebody get that diagnosis?
I mean, this is the thing that the field of mental health and psychiatry specifically have been struggling to overcome, which is like biomarkers. We do not have reliable biomarkers around these labels. We have we have a syndromal model, a descriptive syndromal model is what the DSM is by design, right? Like people complain that it lacks an overarching theoretical model. That when they wrote that, they acknowledged that there was not that was not a good idea because they didn't have that. And in fact, there was a lot of resistance around even simplifying it in this sort of way. So what they do is they end up with these descriptive narrative lists of symptoms,
which is extremely problematic. Do you know why it's problematic?
I don't question that it's problematic. It sort of, for me, gets into why it's concerning when you take something that was in a specialty and you move it in primary care from a public health point of view to try to treat it, that you realize a lot of nuance starts to get lost.
Oof.
A lot of nuance can start to get lost.